Hey guys, welcome back to our Grow Along, the series where I show you what to do in the garden each week. Last time we got a jump on our fall garden and we're going to continue that on this week. I'm going to show you how to separate seedlings if you have multiple that germinate in the same cell, how to tease them apart so that they can all survive. We're going to direct sow a few more things, but what I'm really excited to share with you guys is my whole garden plan. So I'm going to be sharing with you a spreadsheet that has planting dates for all the vegetables for fall from now through November. I'm going to share with you my crop rotation and companion planting chart that I put together for myself, and I'm going to show you how I put it all together in the beds. Let's jump into it. These are my Swiss chard, and you can see there's multiple in the same one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna separate those. So this is the right stage when they're still at the seed leaves where these don't have their true leaves yet. Just gonna pop it out. A little boop. Notice I'm not yanking on the leaves. I'm gonna use a pen just to make a hole in the center of each of these cells. This one looks like it might have something coming up, so I'm gonna go off to the side. I like to do this over a bowl so it doesn't make a giant mess. I gently try to break up this little mound. Ta-da! And then you're gonna grab it by the leaf, not the stem. But I grab the leaf. Then all of that gets put down into a new cell. So I'm still trying to support it so that I don't break the stem or the roots. Put it down, and then I'm pushing from the corners in to kind of firm it in and support it. You can see the separation between the roots and the soil. I'm trying to keep that at the top of the soil when I repot it. That's it. Now this one's really dry, so I'm just gonna give it a little drink. Okay. And good to go. The artichokes have come up and they're looking pretty good. I'm gonna re-sow anything that hasn't germinated well. We'll just try that again. And then before we lose the light, let's go get some stuff directly in the ground. I'm starting another round of black and green edamame. There's still lots of warm weather crops we can plant for a fall harvest. My summer beds always get covered in weeds. I neglect them because it is too dang hot for me outside. Create little furrows. Sow seeds 6 to 8 inches apart. These are quite big seeds, so just cover them over. They're way less fussy than tiny seeds, which are very particular about their planting depth. And that's it. I started with this fall vegetable guide from Texas A&M. It gives you fall planting dates for all of the vegetables. This is incredibly helpful, but it's also important that you know where you live. They provide this map so you know which region you're classified in for their chart. I'm in Waco, so I'm in region 3. Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, Houston, the big triangles all in region 3. So I took region 3's dates and I put it in a spreadsheet. Then from here, I used my knowledge to know whether or not it was a direct sow or a start inside. I created a formula for everything we're supposed to start inside, counting back 8 weeks. Now, typically you would only count back 6 weeks. I wanted a buffer, so if anything didn't germinate or there were any problems, I had a little bit of extra time to troubleshoot and come up with a solution. Then we'll transplant out most of these things middle of September. I've also color-coded it so that red is your last chance, green is your first chance, and yellow, I just wasn't sure about some of these. I've never planted fall potatoes, so I'm unsure if August 15th is my earliest start date or my last start date. Same things with fava beans, English peas, and carrots, so since I'm not sure, I went ahead and just classified them as unknown. I've linked some sources I've used over here. I've included a plant list. This is my plant list. I've just started going through and organizing it, making myself a checklist. Fall, winter, spring, summer, fruit, herbs. Now, if I've highlighted it like this tomato purple Cherokee, that's just a note for me that I need to pick up some more of those seeds. The check mark means I've got it in the ground or I've started it. This is a quick and easy way for me to check and see what I've got and if there's anything I need to pick up. For crop rotation, I put together plant families so that you could easily see what goes together. Anytime my plan has English peas, you could switch out for any of these as long as they like the cold. This is my crop rotation chart with companion planting. The easiest one is this cucurbit family. So the cucurbits is anything that's a squash or a melon, and you can see I've only put squashes and melons in this bed, but in the next bed, my alliums, that's garlic and onions, I've added a companion plant of greens. To try to make it easy for y'all, I've highlighted anything that's a companion plant. There's only two really big important things here. The legumes are going to feed your soil. So you want to plant anything that's a heavy feeder. So like my nightshades and my squash, those are heavy feeders. So each time I have something that's a heavy feeder, I'm following it with a legume to feed that soil. The other really important thing is your alliums, so your garlic, your onions, your shallots, your chives, anything in that category, they interfere with legumes fruiting. So you can't have legumes follow the alliums. So I'm always having my alliums follow my legumes. Even though garlic and onions are good companion plants for tomatoes, they would make it so that I couldn't plant legumes afterwards and still get a harvest. So you'll notice I have onions following this legumes, garlic and onions following this legumes. On my heavy feeders, we've got our legumes following that. These are all my beds and my plan for my yard. You'll see I've added some notes for y'all. This says tried because this is a combo I've used for multiple years and it works well. This is a new combo for me and I'm not sure if this is going to work, so we're going to try it and we'll let you know. Now you really have to think a season ahead here. This bed where I planted peas, then peanuts and zinnias this year, this fall I'll be starting some garlic in it. But this whole guide is going to be what I plant in this bed next year. So you can see for winter or for fall, I'm going to be planting English peas just like I had here. So this is going to rotate. See how I have carrots here? Because there were carrots here. It's going to rotate. Onions and brassicas, onions and brassicas. So it's going in a big circle to do that crop rotation. This bed is supposed to be my cottage garden by the shed, but it has become a crazy overgrown jungle. Angela and anyone else who is scared of snakes, look away. A few weeks ago, I was doing some yard work at night with my garden lights, and a giant copperhead just came strolling through like he owned the place. And I completely froze, filmed it on my phone, which is why the quality is so bad, but I had to know where it was going. I had to know where its home was, where its little hangout was, and that is this scary jungle garden. It's safe to look again. The snake is off the screen. So even though I have plans on paper to turn this into a cottage garden, I'm giving myself a 5% chance of being brave enough before the winter. I hope me sharing all of these with you is helpful. It's really helped me being able to have a quick reference to go to, so I don't have to refigure out what to plant where each time. I've linked everything down in the description. If anything's not working or you need more information, just ask questions in the comments. I'm happy to help you guys. Really appreciate you guys watching and supporting my channel. And here's this week's garden chores. My zucchini has been attacked by the dreaded squash vine borer. I'm injecting every entry hole to kill the audacious buttheads. This crepe myrtle is looking terrible. Pots like this can need water up to twice a day when our temps reach over 100 degrees. I'm harvesting all the way to the ground on this oregano patch because it is out of control. I'm trying to clear this path of the sweet potato vines. I planted sweet potatoes here 3 years ago, and each year I harvest as much as I can, really trying to get every piece of the root out, but they always come back. However, the leaves are edible and you can cook them and eat them like spinach. These ones are going to my friend's chickens. My yard-long green beans have finally made it to the top of the arch. They're producing a handful every couple of days. Ants are crawling all over them, so I'm being quite careful to avoid getting bit.